What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's me, Mikey Pipes. It's Friday. I love me Fridays. Absolutely love me Fridays. Would love it even better if I could just have a 3-day weekend, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I am just addicted to my profession. I love fixing things that are broken. I love providing solutions. I love talking about ways on preventing those things that are broken, preventing them from breaking. It's Friday morning, August 7th. It is 10 minutes to 7 here in the morning in the great state of New York, heading to an existing residential maintenance agreement client. Texted about 45 minutes ago that help, the AC isn't working. The thermostat says calls for service. And we just had a massive repair in June. Please come out as soon as possible. I'm like, I got you. So I'm about, I think, 40 minutes from my destination. Let's see what Waze says. Waze. 31 minutes away from our destination. And I was just thinking in my head, I was tasked with a mission from ACiQ on ways I could be more helpful at AHR 2027 in Chicago. Folks, it's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. They have a lot of crazy stuff planned. First and foremost, I'm pretty sure I could talk about this. First and foremost, number one, the booth size at AHR is going to be double the size it was than it was this year, 2026, in Vegas. So we have more space, more footprint to make that impression. Number two, there's going to be an awesome dealer dinner, limited, by invitation only. There's going to be an influencer meet and greet at a crazy Airbnb. Guys, it's going to be nuts. And I really want, and I think that some of you guys will absolutely love this. And then I'm gonna stop talking and just head to the service call and record content me fixing something. I want to have a dunk tank. I know it's gonna be January, right? But I want to have a dunk tank where, you get a chance to throw a ball, to hit a little round little plate, and get me in frigid water. I think there's a lot of people out there that would pay any amount of money to make that happen. Now, Hot Penny at ACiQ, every time I mention the dunk tank, because I've been mentioning it for the past month, like, I want a dunk tank. And we'll have raffles, and we'll raise money for a charity, right? The Mikey Pipes Philanthropy Charitable Organization, where we provide free or low-cost plumbing, heating, cooling services to those in the community who can't afford to hire a professional, and also the ACiQ organization. They don't really have one yet, I don't think, but they're working on it. All right. We have the Vice President of Sales, Chaz, with his channel, The Big Impact. The guy, the Marine veteran, sniper, Marine sniper. He's doing great things in Texas. Anyway, let me shut up. Let's head to that service call. All right, folks, 7:20 in the morning. Let's get to work. Put the tools away from yesterday. I don't want to drop anything in there. The abyss. All right, let's go say hi.
Morning, sir.
Morning. How are you doing?
How are you?
Good, good.
Tell me what's going on.
A little hot. The AC stops working.
Okay. Let's go to the thermostat. Upstairs? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have 3 thermostats.
Okay.
The AC is one.
All right, let's go see.
When did you notice it stopped working? Last night?
Yesterday in the middle of the day, like 1 o'clock or maybe more, like 3 o'clock. We were just like, what happened?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little cool, but not really that cold.
Yeah.
Well, the indoor blower is working, so that means we have 24 volts where it needs to be. Question is this outdoor unit running? We got a Lennox. Just feels like ambient temperature air. Let's just set this down right here at the corner. I really don't want to disrupt airflow right now, but let's take a temperature reading, see what we're working with here. Spin it around. 79. Nothing there. The compressor's running. Compressor's running. I've got no gas. Alright, let's go to the truck. I wonder why that ended up on the floor. Shove me back up there. Let's get my JB Climate Class probes. Let's get the knee pad. Let's check pressures. Alright folks, what do you think? You think we got refrigerant in the system? Yeah, we do. Interesting. So the system wasn't freezing. Sure sounded like that compressor was running. Get over here, buddy. Alright, our pressures are kind of like equal. Almost, yeah. Well, it's 188. That's 181. System pressure's been off for a few minutes now, so let's plug her back in. See what happens. Alright, so still dropping 60 psi and 122.3, sorry, 224 on our high side, 57, looks like it'll be 58, slowly climbing on the low side. Wow. No bueno. Not enough gas. Tu necesito gas. Tu necesito gas. What kind of coil we got here? And we got a Lennox coil. That sucks. If they were only always all like this. Wow. Beautiful. All right. If we had a clear trap, may be able to see. All right, let's take a look under the hood. screws die, there's a leak. Let's see. See anything underneath? You can smell the oil. Checking the capillary tubing, the equalizer tubing on the TXV. Nothing there. Distributor and the cap tubes, nothing there. TXV itself, nope. Yeah. Need an evaporator coil. Lennox. Alright. Not so easy to replace that evaporator. Smack in front of this 2x4 post. There's a support column for this 2x12. There's another one here, but I'm no structural engineer. We can't move that. And it's smack in the way of the evaporator coil. Which means I gotta disconnect. Wow, look at that. The plenum goes all the way to the end, so there's no play there. We'll have to move the shelving, and wow, may want to get a carpenter in here to brace that. Damn, that sucks. All right, folks, let's get rock and rolling here. Had a conversation with the homeowner about what we observed in the attic. He goes, I guess we're gassing it up today, aren't we? Well, that's your call. So there's still some refrigerant in the system, so it's not empty, but that's entirely your call. So right now, setting up my 25-pound container of R-410A refrigerant. Hooked up my charging hose, closed that, open this. I'm gonna flip this upside down. Let that stabilize. I'm gonna zero out the scale. She's a wobbler. There you go, more steady. Zero that out. I'm gonna crack the valve open, discharge the air. We're gonna hook this up right there. Okay, come on, baby. Good. Now I'm gonna get the clamp on temperature probes. We're going to turn these on, and we're going to charge by subcooling, since we have a TXV up there. Okay, I'm going to open up the app, the JB Climate Class Probe app. There that is. Okay, we're set for R-410A. Our pressures are not exactly equal, but pretty much equal. Let's fire the system up by plugging the disconnect back in. But first, I'm just going to add just a little bit. Open up that valve. Maybe it's like about a pound, because I think that's where we're at. So 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. All right, 1 pound. Now Let's plug this bad boy back in. Okay, let's watch our pressures. Our target subcooling with a TXV is generally around 10 degrees, so that's where we need to be. Now the system is running. I'm going to charge by dumping liquid refrigerant into the system with R-410A, just like R-454B and R-32. You want to charge, always charge as a liquid. So you're going to invert the cylinder of refrigerant. We're at 1.8, 1.9. Going to close that off at 2 pounds. Let's let those pressures stabilize. We want that coil temperature to be above freezing. Let's let this sit for a minute. Let's add another pound. Make sure that our clamps are where they need to be. Let's go to 3 pounds now. In June 15th or 16th, middle of June, we added 4 pounds of refrigerant to the system. We cleaned the condensing coil, replaced the thermostat, spent about 2.5 hours here. Multiple things that were addressed on this system. All right, we're at 2.5 degrees of subcooling, 34 degree coil, 3 pounds. Our discharge temperature is now hotter. To feel that heat being extracted from the house by means of the refrigerant being that medium, that heat transfer fluid, refrigerant. Looks like we're going to be at 4 pounds again. Not too shabby. All right, folks. Let's turn off our gauges. If you don't turn these off, they kill the battery. Done it multiple times. I love these JB climate class probes. The whole kit, I love it. Even have the psychrometers, digital psychrometers. So cool. I love it. Let's take a look at our discharge temperature, 101.5. Sweet. Very, very nice. I got my service caps back on. Let's turn off power to our scale. Ended up adding 4 pounds of refrigerant inside the house before we added refrigerant, and after we verified that there was a coil leak, noting that UV dye. He goes, well, if you were here 2 months ago and added 4 pounds, maybe you'll add another 4 pounds and you'll get me through the summer. But that's possible. Very, very possible. So I said what you should do, if that is the case and it does work for the remainder of the season, early next year, like in April or early May, have us back out here. You have that maintenance plan with us. Let's do a checkup on it, a tune-up. Check the refrigerant levels. If they're low, you need to decide whether or not you're going to spend X amount of dollars to replace that evaporator coil, which means either getting a carpenter in to move that post, or we're going to have to spend a little extra time and money, your money, to move the air handler so we can slide the evaporator coil out and then put everything back together. Or do you bite the bullet on this 15-year-old system and replace it all? So you got a Lennox. Not a fan of them, not at all, but we have a 3.5 ton system here, 42,000 BTUs. Perfect candidate to put an ACiQ Extreme Plus on the wall, or build out the platform with a condenser stand off grade, and be maybe about a foot off the house, and rejuvenate the cooling system in the home with an ACiQ. All right, ladies and gentlemen, service call is complete. It's 8:25 in the morning, heading back to the shop. I had another 8 to 10 appointment this morning, and Daniel took over that service call. His first service call, 8 to 10, canceled. If you found this video useful and helpful, and maybe entertaining a little bit, I'd appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up button to like the video. If you've watched my videos in the past, or if even if this is your first time watching my channel and a video on my channel, please consider subscribing. There's zero cost or obligation, and it really helps the channel grow with YouTube. And of course, if you live in the Long Island, New York City metropolitan area, and you're tired of getting bamboozled by your HVAC contractor, you can book an appointment online at pipedoc.net or give us a call at 516-348-6300. My name is Mike Dyack. I'm a master plumber and licensed mechanical contractor in the states of Florida, South Carolina, and New York. Thank you again so much for watching. And until next time, be well, God bless, stay safe. Catch you in the next one.